Calvin Harris, Ellie Goulding. Welcome to Capital Dance.
Thanks very much.
It's been a long time coming. We've been trying to get the pair of you on the station for a long time, but now it feels right with this record.
Yes.
It's a dance record.
It is. Something that you are not necessarily unfamiliar with all your aliases and everything that you're doing
I go
at the
back
moment.
and forth, don't I?
You do. You do.
But this one's definitely dance.
This is a proper Calvin Harris, Ellie Goulding dance banger.
It is. It's hard to deny it. It just is, isn't it?
I mean, one of the things that I think people have been talking about, I know that we did post on our socials that we saw you interacting with Calvin, is the BPM. When you put up that first kind of screenshot of the Logic screen showing Ellie's vocals at 143 BPM, everyone was like, what is this?
Very fast, isn't it?
It's a trance record.
It's up there.
Yes!
I was kind of nervous that people would, I don't know. I think it's one of those things again where we maybe... And we're listening to the production a lot more, and I think people have heard it and they haven't really thought about that. It's just one of those things that's just hit people, and it hasn't. I don't know. It's not like people are actively being like, "Oh my god, it's so fast." I think it's just
the speed suits the song, and that's why it's that speed. Yeah, that's kind of it.
But even that, the fact that you've made a song that is a proper, I suppose you could call it a tap surf anthem. One of those tunes that could go next to Bits and Pieces or Robert Miles's Children, and people go, yes, a proper hands in the air anthem.
It's needed.
It's really needed right now. Really needed right now. What was going through your mind when it was time to make this song?
My thing is I like things to be exciting and different. For me, I like the idea of people listening to something and getting not what they expect. As well as just it being a good song at the same time. So I feel like it just sort of ticked all them boxes. And it's not a sound that I've really investigated before. It got a bit trancey in my time, but it was a lot slower. I'm Not Alone, for example, but that was 16 years ago or something like that. Or
Can't believe
14,
that.
I don't know.
I've still got that on my gym playlist.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
What else is on there, Ellie?
Amazing.
Oh, lots of different things. Or maybe like somebody did a little. No, I think you did Did you do like a remaster of it?
I did. I mixed it again and then Camelphat
So I've got that
did a
one.
version
I've got
as well.
that one, which I love because it's just banger, absolute
Sounds
banger.
better as well. The kicks. Sorted the kick out. In those years I learned how to produce a bit more.
So now it sounds so much better.
Yeah, a little bit.
But Ellie, your vocal on this, like, it is just, like I say, anthemic.
Spectacular, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, it's so special.
Nice.
How did the collaboration happen? Who sent that DM? Who slid into each other's messages? How? Because this is the third collaboration.
Well, that was me. Yeah, I had the idea for the song, and I couldn't think of anyone else that could sing it, and carry the song, and it be like, because it's an emotional lyric. I didn't want it to feel like a throwaway, like, oh, just get whoever, So, and I know that we sort of bring out the best in each other when we work together, and when we work together, it's for a very specific reason, and the song exists, and I know that it's going to work and be to the best of its, ability or whatever. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, let's see if she likes it. So I
you liked it.
I did. Although you thought I didn't like it because I played it a bit cool. And
said that thing. She took a while to reply.
Yeah.
Said, no, I think it's cool. I'm like,
it was just kind of, I was just a bit shocked, I didn't think, I thought maybe we would do, I had like an instinct that we would do something together again.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure like what it was going to be and when, and I was just sat in my little like office thing, probably just staring at my phone.
Staring at your phone going,
No, I'm sure I know my child would have been running around me somewhere, and then I got your message, and when I heard the song, it was instant for me, which doesn't always happen. I've been sent songs before to work on and to collaborate and do things with, and it doesn't always. And I try and get into it thinking maybe this has been sent to me for a reason, and so I should try and get it with it. But then it just doesn't always like lock in. And this one was just like locked and thought it was brilliant.
You can feel it. You can feel it when you hear the song.
Yeah.
What do you want people to actually feel when they hear this record?
Well, it's a nice mix of, I feel like people like emotional songs at the moment, man. I think ever since lockdown, people got a little bit more introspective. And I think that it definitely speaks to that side of people. And then there's just it's the shock. When the kick comes in, I think people are going to be shocked.
I think people maybe at the same time wanted to had like lost that sense of freedom in that. I mean, I think we took for granted how much we could just physically go out and move and interact and be with other people, and we didn't get to do that for a long time. And I still think we're processing that. It's not something that you can just like digest and be like, oh, that was weird that we had a lockdown for 2 years or whatever.
Have you noticed as well that the shows that we play now, everyone is going for it more than they ever went for it?
Yeah.
I noticed that massively in Ibiza last year.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing to be
And
part of that.
I asked everyone to put their phones away at my show recently. I know I was that person.
Good.
But I
Just
never,
for once.
I was like blinded by the phones. Like I was blinded. Like I literally could not see a single person because the phone was in the way. And when I said like everyone put the phones away, they were like away. They were gone.
Yeah.
And the hands were up. And it was just like being back in like, I don't know, 2000 or something. Yeah.
Before the advent of the iPhone.
Exactly.
I kind of like the phones.
Do you?
It's kind of atmosphere. I kind of like it. I like the lights. It's like the equivalent of the Coldplay wristbands.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Do you know what? You should develop some sort of app that will then change the colour on the lights to then go with your light show. So then they can be part of the
You're
production.
giving the idea to the world now.
Yeah.
We'll cut this out of the
Get that.
interview. You can keep it. You can have that one. Can you introduce the record that is this week's Jam Hot Record of the Week on Capital Dance?
Absolutely. This is Calvin Harris. I'm sat alongside,
Ellie Goulding.
there she is. And this is our new song, Miracle, on Capital Dance.
Hey.
Hope you like it.
We've just heard your new track, Miracle. It's one thing that definitely means that summer is round the corner, and we need that vibe. Ibiza this year for you, Calvin, it looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
Ushuaia.
great lineup.
He said I can come along as well.
That's what I was just
Yeah,
about to
you
ask.
said you promised.
Absolutely. You don't have to convince me.
Come on, Ellie, you've got to be on that stage at Ushuaia.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to be there. Yeah.
Every Friday.
Every Friday.
You know what? I
Behind
would do
the decks
that. Why the
DJing,
hell
please.
not? Why the hell not? Yeah. Make it my thing, my new thing.
That'd be
I'd
sick.
bring my kid with me. It'd be great.
You could stay on the farm. It'll be
Yeah.
absolutely fine.
Can I
Perfect.
stay on the
It'd be
farm?
sick.
Was that bit?
There's not really a house.
I'll stay nearby.
Kind of grim. It's not something I would recommend.
Are you sure you don't want to do
Child-friendly.
something? No, it'll be absolutely fine. It'll be all good. Now, something that we definitely saw on socials, there's the pair of you talking about the kind of the pitch and the how high the chorus is on Miracle.
The highest chorus that Ellie's ever recorded, I believe.
Yep.
Your register there. Why haven't you recorded in that register before?
That's
Is
a very good question.
because that is amazing.
You know, I think I've always had this higher register, and when I did my first album, when I listen back to not that I like regularly listen back to my old music, but if it ever gets played, I remember how like high I used to sing, and you know I was influenced by singers that sang exceptionally high, and I guess I was just trying to, I don't know, I went down to a register that was more, that I thought was cooler and thought was maybe more suited to like pop records.
And it's sometimes you got to be pushed as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Because I was just sat there going like, come on then.
Yeah.
Let's
And
sing,
also, like-
let's sing
Come
the
on
song.
then,
Let's
let's
sing the
go.
song. Let's sing the song.
Harsh taskmaster in the studio.
No,
Go
but
higher,
you do need
go
to be
higher.
because I might not have had the. Sometimes I need someone to just be like, you can do. It sounds really lame, but like you can do this, and it's like once you got the muscle memory of singing it, it's kind of in your head. Whereas when I first heard it, I was like, there's no way I can sing that. But
It's always like
you're
that, I
there.
think, with collaborations, is if you push each other to be a little bit better. I know it's a cliche, but that is kind of how it works. You know, if you're working with someone on a certain level vocally, I'm going to have to bring the exceptional production in order to compete with that, you know, and bring it out. And it's the same with a vocalist that might have, I'm not saying you get comfortable or anything like that, but might be in like a spot
In a pocket.
where they like
Yeah.
and it suits them, and maybe influenced by other people that maybe don't know the best, and maybe it just needs someone to come in from the
also-
outside and go, try this.
Yeah.
The way you sing is it's sometimes the track will influence like how you sing something, how you feel something. Obviously, that's like a really obvious statement, but
You say it's an
sometimes-
obvious statement. It would be for you. It would be
Yeah.
for the pair of you, for
Yeah.
us that make music. But for people that are listening to it, you kind of hear it and you go, part of the element of the emotion that you get from the song is the fact that you're so vulnerable
Yeah.
in that higher register, and it's so beautiful, and the emotion just comes straight through, and then the kick comes in, and it's like, yeah, let's
That's
go.
it.
But it's in my blood. I'm sure it's in yours too. I grew up only listening to dance and rave music. So that's what my parents and my uncle and all the people I was around listened to, like Judge, back in the day, like Judge Jules, that world, and
The trance world.
So
yes.
the trance world, and so I didn't grow up listening to bands or like folk singers. I discovered that like in later years. So it's just pure joy for me to be able to sing the songs that I grew up listening to, and singing that kind of style. So
That's
it's just
amazing.
such a joy for me.
Do you know what? You can feel the joy in the song, but you also, I think you could feel the joy in one of your previous collaborations. I think we should play Outside.
Oh yeah,
Because that's
Like that
again.
one.
That's
I got
a
told
proper
off
tune.
recently about that, didn't I?
Why?
Why?
What happened?
Because I was ranking like all my songs
Ooh.
on TikTok.
you mean by me? I left a comment.
Yeah.
Said, what about Outside?
And I left it outside, which is
Not even in
mad
the top 10.
because
Crazy.
A, it's like a big song on TikTok, and also, and B, when I play it live, it like goes down the best song by far.
banger. It's a
And I
banger.
had the audacity to leave it out of that ranking.
Seemed a bit harsh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just not going to say anything. We're just going to just gloss past that. Do you want to introduce it, Ellie? Come on, we can make up for it now.
Yeah, your turn to introduce her. I reckon. Yeah.
One of your top 10 favourite songs of all time for all your
Ellie's
collaborations.
11th most enjoyed song that she's got is Outside.
I'm Ellie Goulding, this is Calvin Harris, and this is our song Outside.
The 11th most popular on her playlist for her own song.
God.
Let's move
Top
on.
five for me. Top
Let's
five
move
for
on.
me.
MistaJam, I am joined by the actual legends, Calvin Harris and Ellie Goulding. You all right to hang around for just a few more minutes?
Absolutely.
Well, you are taking over the rest of the show, so we might
Yeah.
as well. Now, I actually want to talk about this clip of you, Calvin, that resurfaced recently that I know that you're going to be able to relate to, Ellie, where you're talking about all the no's that you got as a producer starting out when you were sending out your demos, when you were sending out tunes to record labels, and people were like, it's really good, but it's not for us right now.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like there's a lot of people at the moment that are sharing their story and through their journey through music or whatever kind of creative pursuit that they're in of getting the no's. For anyone that's getting no's right now, what piece of advice would you give them?
For me, and I think the demos that you're referring to, I was like 15, 16. I would send them to Defected, Azuli, Positiva, Junior Boy's Own, all these labels that were like my favorite labels of the late 90s and some that are still around. And it would be the same thing. And you know what? Everyone was very nice because I made sure I put in the letter that I was 15, 16. So they would like send me a pack of vinyl, a nice handwritten note. I got a letter from Simon Dunmore. I still have it. Like, it's very, very precious to me. But what I was trying to do back then was I was trying to get signed. And that didn't dawn on me that it wasn't going to work like that until much, much later on. I was like 21, 23 by the time I got a record deal. And that's when I just didn't care anymore. And I was just making things because I wanted to make things. Like I had a job at M&S. I was like, maybe I'll just climb the ladder here. I'll just get, I'll be a section manager or something. I want a car. Like, can I just do that? Can I just not spend all my money on music?
So there's a universe where you are a section manager at M&S right
I'm like,
now.
because I literally had exactly the same. I mean, like, I wasn't that young, but yeah, I worked at the clothes shop Monsoon, actually. And I worked in the theatre and the pub. So I had like 3 different jobs. And I thought, I could probably like be like, do some kind of higher up admin job at the theatre, because I kept getting no's, and I would take them quite personally. The difference now is that I don't take no's that personally anymore, because I realise it's just part of the process, and I don't know if everyone thinks like this, but I do have it's meant to be thing going on in my head, and if it wasn't, it wasn't, and I feel like it's just part of the kind of the journey of there's going to be a no's. There's going to be a lot of no's, but there's going to be some yeses, and those are the ones that are going to really count. So
And sometimes that no might put you onto a path that you were supposed to be on,
Absolutely.
rather than if
Totally
you've got the
agree.
yes.
You want
Yeah.
the no's, actually.
don't take it personally. Just keep going.
You want them. The yeses and the no's are actually the same because it just leads you on a path. Do you know what I mean? So
I feel like we've got really
Sometimes I've had like a yes, and I'm like yes, and then wasn't
Totally.
right.
Totally.
It wasn't right. Yeah.
the answer is just celebrate everything.
Yeah.
I like
well,
that.
and it's the same thing. Like if I'm trying to get a feature or something like this, and it doesn't come through, you can't force someone to like someone. You can't force somebody to, and that goes for like the people at large or an individual that you're trying to work with. Like they don't want to do it, it's just obviously not the right thing.
Yeah.
That's okay as well. Like if they don't want to sign you, then obviously it's not right for them. So even if they did sign you against their will, they're not going to be pushing your record.
You get shelved, and that is not a fun place to be from personal experience.
Yeah.
But listen, thank you so much for passing through. Thank you so much for coming and joining us on Capital Dance. It feels like, you know, we're entering into this next phase with this song with pure positivity. And I just want to thank the pair of you for keeping everybody's positivity levels where they need to be, especially with this song and everything else that you've been putting out recently. Ellie, your run right now is impeccable. And Calvin, your run right now, whether it be as Calvin Harris or Love Regenerator, we're loving it. So please, let it continue.
Thanks very much. Oh, thanks very much.
What is it?
Also on my playlist.
A Love Regenerator and Ellie Goulding collab, maybe?
Well, this is sort of almost what this is.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Do you know what I mean?
It's the closest Calvin Harris has been to Love Regenerator.
Aye, exactly. I'd be more of that, like.
Yeah?
It's fun.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! Shall we play Need Your Love?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Or shall we play the record that finally got signed to Defected for you?
Oh.
Live Without Your Love.
Yeah, do that.
I do like that one. I do like that
After the
one.
rejection letter from Simon Dummer, age 15, you're like, yeah, here you go. Here's one of your biggest records of your catalogue.
So that's the song that didn't get signed, but
No. This is one that I did with Steve Lacey.
okay.
I was playing it and he was like, oh, can we do it undefected? I was like, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like the makeup for... Although to be fair, I think he's one of the reasons why I carried on. He called me when I was watching Neighbours after school.
You got a phone call
Called me
from
on
Simon
the house,
Dunmore.
on the house phone.
What?
In 1998. And he said,
Wow.
you know, I was 14. And he said, you know, just wanted to say, crack on.
Wow.
Thanks, great. And one of that, and he used to send me like all these the promo vinyls and all that. And, you know, it's a kid that had about 10 vinyls that he's saving up all his pocket money for. I was buzzing, man. I was buzzing. I was like, I want more of this.
Yeah.
You know, so he's one of the reasons. So it was almost like, hopefully this record, you know, it's almost like to repay him. It wasn't to be like, now I can get now I can get a song on your label. It was more like, look, mate, anything else I can do, let me know.
Guys, I really appreciate it.
Cheers for having us.
Thanks for having us.